hostess. We get real with Real Talk Bluegrass, and today's guest for season 2, episode 6, Williamson Branch, and cannot wait to talk with them about this amazing brand new album that has been just recently released on March 12th. It's called Heritage and Hope, a 2-volume gospel collection on Pine Castle Records. Right now, though, let's welcome Williamson Branch into the fold. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Well, it's so great to have you guys here. Of course, a lot has been going on in your world. And first and foremost, I know today, always a great day to be together, not only as a family, but communicating outside of the walls of home and enjoying some great conversation, right?
Yes. Real people, real talk, talking to real people, all good things.
Really?
Yes. Really, truly.
Well, you guys have been busy since the get-go. Of course, 2018, pretty much signed your first deal with Pine Castle Records. And Kevin, this is nothing unusual for you to be working with Pine Castle Records, because you have worked with Pine Castle Records back in the day. But bringing the family, your wife and the girls, all into this adventure, how was that for you for making this happen?
Well, you're right. I grew up doing this bluegrass music thing. My dad and I had a band called Red Wing.
On the guitar from Hayes, West Virginia, plays guitar, sings the lead and tenor, and writes a lot of our material. This is Kevin Williamson. Give Kevin a nice hand.
We traveled a lot in, just all over the country, but particularly in the West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio area. And so that was the way I grew up, and that was the way I knew. And so it was just, I don't know, it felt like a natural segue to when we had our family to go ahead and bring them into the music. Now, we didn't really know that they were going to be musical. We always tease and say, when you name a kid Melody, you just you hold your breath for the first year and a half or 2 years, just hoping that they'll be able to carry a tune.
Yes.
But fortunately, she and all of them can carry a tune quite well, and pretty good musicians. And so it's just been a great way it's been a really fun way to make our living for the last 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. And also I'll mention with Pine Castle, my dad and I, our band, we were the second act ever signed to Pine Castle Records in 1990. The first bluegrass band to sign, and so we have such a history with Pine Castle, of course, with Tom Riggs, who started the label, and now with Ethan and Lonnie. So that was just a natural choice for us when we decided to go with the record label, was Pine Castle, and so that they're kind of like family to us.
Well, it's all about the blues is a big family, and coming full circle for yourself in working with Pine Castle is an amazing feat. Now, folks have always said throughout the community of bluegrass, Williamson Branch has been a rapidly growing and rising up to the tier of today's bluegrass music and family, and what do you think contributes to that? Obviously, being a family, being of harmony and harmonizing and playing together and having the chance to be on the road day in and day out. But what else do you guys feel, Melody, it has been a contribute to that?
All right. Well, I think it is very important that in this music you have in any music, any industry, anything, that you have to have something that makes you stand out.
Shady Grove, pretty little miss. Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, pretty little miss. Going back to
So not only are we a family band that has the family harmony, but we also put a huge focus on our stage show, our stage presence, and our professionalism when we roll up. From the moment that we get out of the van, you're gonna see, Williamson branch with the smiles, and the merch table looks like $1,000,000, and and all of our outfits are, they might have cost $20 at Ross, but they look like they cost $100 at Dillard's, and
Yeah, intentional.
and so yes, everything that we do has been intentional from the beginning. And also, we do have the springboard of mom and dad have been doing this for years and years and years. We're not a family van where the kids started playing, and so the parents said, "Oh, well, we'll join in and help you," which is good. I mean, people do that all the time, and that's an awesome way. Obviously, we think it's an awesome way to spend time together and do something together as a family. But as far as growing and blossoming in the industry, having our parents who know the ropes and have helped us as a group to be kind of grandfathered in to, and people really loved my dad and my grandfather and my mom, and so it's just a natural. it was a transition that was very natural for us.
Well, one of the things I think is really natural for you guys as a whole is how you guys release these songs, the albums, of course. Your first album with Pine Castle, Free, which was a spectacular song, which was on the Bluegrass Borderlines weekly top 10 for several weeks.
Yes.
And then your second release, the Classy, Sassy, and Bluegrass album as well. And now, of course, Heritage and Hope, the third release, which obviously brand new out. It's such a great collection of public domain songs, as well as self-written albums as well. The songs that you wrote on this album, to share the fact that it's a 2-album collection is just remarkable from looking at what you guys have chosen to be on this album. And of course, I'll Fly Away, a song that you guys as a family took this to a level that I don't think anybody saw coming. Of course, we all love I'll Fly Away, but you guys have really hit a home run with it by taking it into filming as well, and putting out the video for that. How has it been filming songs since that particular song? Has that kind of put a little more pressure on you guys as a whole to be able to achieve what you have achieved with I'll Fly Away with over 15 million views to date?
I don't know that there's been a lot more pressure, mostly just because we have learned. I mean, there might have been pressure at first to try to replicate that kind of response, but you just can't manufacture that magnitude of people enjoying it. So, I mean, that video has been a huge blessing from the Lord, and yeah, I don't think the pressure has changed much at all. We just try to do what it is that we do and honor the Lord in that. And if He chooses to let that fly, then then fly away. It will.
I'll fly away.
And of course, that song is on this album. But as you guys are collecting the songs for the first disc of the collection for Heritage and Hope, the Heritage side, of course, was it hard to narrow it down to the 12 cuts that you guys put on?
Yeah. Well, because so when quarantine began, our family set out to bring people hope by playing old songs that everybody knew and would want to sing along with at home, and just be able to worship and participate with us. And so
partially was for us because we were doing a song every single day.
Yes,
So we didn't just do new stuff all the time.
Right, they had new songs that we knew as well. And so from March all the way up until we started pre-production for the album at the end of May, we had recorded a song every day online on those videos. And so we had all of this new old music, new to us, arranged by us with our harmonies, and so many things that we were like, oh man, well, we could do that. Well, we could do that. Well, we could do that. So yes, the short answer is absolutely yes. It was hard to narrow it down.
And now let's talk a little bit about the hope side of things, because these songs from Heritage and Hope are songs that, of course, Melody, you have written, as well as your father, Kevin, has written, as well as Cadence, yes, has wrote. This is a new adventure for you guys, dabbing a little bit more into songwriting. Cadence, how has that been for you? Because you're a young, talented bass player, vocalist, clogger as well. Got to mention you guys all clog. But going into songwriting, and what kind of tapped you into venturing that aspects of the music?
Well, we have always grown up in a household full of songwriters. The three girls and my dad as well, because my grandfather wrote a lot of really amazing songs. So I think it was really very natural transition for us, and almost expected. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things that was bound to happen eventually. Being as artistically minded as we all are. Tell them what you've done this year. So since April of last year, when I've had an immense amount of time sitting at home not doing very much other than schoolwork, I have written 17 completed original songs.
Nice.
I've been busy. So that's just been kind of crazy and very much a huge accomplishment for me, and I hope to get to do some stuff with that with all of this new content eventually. But I was really, really honored to have one of my songs on this album, and it was really cool, super special to me, because it's actually a contemporary Christian worship song rather than just bluegrass, which is what a lot of the album is.
But we bluegrassed on it.
Yes, we did.
And of course, then we have the single on it, the first single off of Heritage and Hope, that is a song that you did not write or co-write, called Walking in the Spirit, featuring the Marshall family. And it was written by Angeline and Judy Marshall. And of course, this song has been already on the Bluegrass Borderlines weekly top 10 for the past 6 weeks. And folks, I think this is an amazing, great song that added a little bit more tying in the heritage to the hope side of the album. And the fact that you guys even took the time to do a cute little video. I love this. The video that you guys did this in a tree house, right?
We did.
Yes.
We did.
This treehouse is down at Spirit of the Swanee in Florida, and we know the owners of that park really well. They were good friends to bluegrass music in general. They had a festival of the bluegrass in Kentucky for a long time, and then had bluegrass festivals and continue to have music festivals at the park there in Florida. And so we were honored to get to make the video for Walking in the Spirit down there. Just at
the Spirit of the Swanee.
Yeah, a new location. So we were walking in the Spirit of the Swanee right here.
Yes.
and of course, everybody gets a chance to watch the video. They can visit your guys' YouTube page, Williamson Branch, and watch it. It's in its entirety. But of course, here we're going to enjoy a little bit of that as well.
We must walk in the Spirit, talking in the Spirit, living in the Spirit, filled with the Spirit of God. And I'm walking in the Spirit, talking in the Spirit, living in the Spirit, filled with the Spirit of God. I'm walking in the Spirit and talking in the Spirit, living in the Spirit, filled with the Spirit of God.
There's Williamson Branch and Walking in the Spirit, the first single off of Heritage and Hope, their newest album from Pine Castle Records. Now, speaking of this video, the next single off this album, it already gives me chills. The video, I think, one that can catch everybody's eyes, no matter what genre of music, because the fact that you guys are literally taking the love of trains in bluegrass, that's number one love, and bringing in the darkness and the lightness of the whole aspect. And Melody, you wrote this with fellow bluegrass artist Michelle Cannon. and tell us a little bit about the aspect of creating this song to filming this song.
Well, first of all, thank you for your high praise about this song.
Yes,
We're so
we're so
excited.
excited.
If you can't tell from the bouncing,
Yes,
we're
so
excited.
excited.
This song, we wrote it like literally right before all of this album kind of came to be. Michelle had brought it to one of our earliest writing appointments, and we ended up going with some different things between that appointment and when we actually wrote it. But that whole time, I was just like, this idea is just stuck in my head. I can't get it out of my head. This is such a great idea. And so we finally wrote it. I brought it to the band. It sounded a little bit different without the harmonies and things, but once we put the instrumentation, the harmony, like this thing sounds like a train. It's like rolling right into your car or your radio station or wherever you're learning, wherever you're listening to it. That's where the train is because it's that cool. So when we decided that it was going to be the lead single, the second single, the single that that we're focusing on when the album comes out. We decided it needed a video, and we brought it to our friends Lindley Creek, who the Greer family, who have an awesome band called Lindley Creek, and they helped us make this video. They styled it. They did all the storyboarding. I mean, just everything, and it looks incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible, and we're so glad for everybody to finally be able to see it. We've had it
for a while.
like October, and so to finally like get it out there for everybody, we're like,
And a shout out to the Tennessee
Tennessee Valley
Railroad Museum because they let us use their space.
We
were very safe
We
on
got
unused railroad tracks.
and we got to play on one of the world's biggest train sets because this is a working railroad in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
But it was shut down.
And they were so cool in letting us play in their tunnel and on their tracks on one of the days when the trains weren't running. So it was very exciting, and it was just an amazing video. It was an amazing day, and the video turned out so wonderful.
2 trains coming round the bend, each one ready to welcome you in. One is headed heaven bound, the other to the grave, and you've got to board one today. Which train are you gonna take? Pulling in the station, they're calling all aboard. A choice is waiting to be made, it's one you can't avoid. The owner of the first train will steal a life that's yours, but the one who owns the second train dies so you could ride.
Spectacular. I love the different views of, like I said, the darkness side to the light side. And the song is definitely one that, well, you know, I would not be surprised if that ends up being up on those charts real soon because it's a great album. Again, Williamson Branch it's always fun getting a chance to talk to you guys. And of course, the new album Heritage and Hope is out, Pine Castle Records. Now, Melody, I mean, congratulations. Virtual World of Bluegrass happened, and you happen to walk away with the 2020 Momentum Vocalist of the Year award. How was that to receive that, and unfortunately in a virtual way?
I told everybody that next year I'm just going to carry the trophy around with me everywhere. I'm just at IBMA. I'm just going to hold it and be like, everyone, look what I did. But honestly, such an honor. It was so cool because we were all just sitting on the couch at the house, and it was so intimate to just be there with my family. My fiance was there, my best friend was there. Just such a sweet time, and like overwhelming and kind of emotional, like thinking about it. And like right after that, my whole family, like we stopped everything and everybody went to dinner with my grandparents, my aunts and uncles and cousins. And honestly, just it's so special. I would have loved to have been there for real real IBMA.
Yeah.
But it was so neat for it to be the way that it was. As it stands, I was up for another award when I was about 16, and my best friend got to go with me to that. And then she wouldn't have made the trip to North Carolina with us if it had been in Raleigh, but she got to be there at the house with us and watch the awards show. So it was.
We wouldn't have been able to stop everything, go get
dinner.
Yeah, that's for
steak.
sure.
Yeah, we did get steak. It was a whole thing. So
Any excuse to go to Longhorn.
yeah.
Good stuff. Well, again, congratulations on that wonderful, prestigious award, winning the 2020 IBMA Momentum Vocalist of the Year. As of course, you know, one of the things I always find is interesting, and you guys do this so well, and I have to ask you, what does contribute to you guys and what you guys do on your social media pages? I mean, Facebook alone, over 430,000 followers on Facebook, over 5,000 on Instagram. How do you guys do it? I mean, do you guys take turns in making sure everything's getting put out and people know and hear about you? Tell your secret, if you can.
I think I'm answering this question.
Mom is the secret. No, that's what we're telling you. That's our secret weapon right here.
Well, you know, honestly, the growth of the page has just been something that the Lord has blessed us with, because again, you can't make it happen. You can't manufacture those things. When everything shut down because of the pandemic, Williamson branch was in Florida. We had just been at the Bluegrass Festival with Lakuchi, and we were literally supposed to get on a cruise ship the next day, and they sent out the email at like 9 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
And shut everything down. All the cruise ships shut down everything.
Very
So
rude of them.
it was
Yeah.
very rude of them. We were not appreciative.
Not happy.
So we had gigs at the other end of the cruise, or when we got off the cruise, still in Florida, and so we were stuck in Florida deadheading for a week.
So we went to the beach.
So we went to the beach. Somebody
Yeah.
blessed us immediately, stepped up and allowed us to go to the beach and stay in Florida. Those gigs ended up canceling. We ended up coming home.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin,
Best weekend ever.
it ended up being a very pleasant week for us. We got home, and Kevin and I went to the store, and we walked back to the meat section, and there was literally no meat
Mm-hmm.
to be purchased. Not what we wanted. There was no meat to be purchased. And he and I looked at each other, and I was like, we've got to be online. People are scared. They're going to need encouragement and hope.
Yeah.
And in that moment, we purposed to be online and bring people just an old hymn that would be familiar and comfortable, and hopefully bring some joy, and to bring a word of encouragement from the Bible. And we did this literally every day for about 3.5 months. And we took prayer requests from folks. And when we started, we had about 47,000 Facebook followers.
Uh-huh.
And that grew into, we did a half-hour worship on Sundays. We started doing a half-an-hour worship on Sunday afternoon to provide people a church service. You know, obviously everybody was staying home at that point. And the one of the first church services got like a couple million views, and then Palm Sundays got over 10 million. I get chills just thinking about it. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we can't make that happen. We learned with I'll Fly Away that we can't go to another pretty spot and just expect it to happen again.
Right.
Even with the same girls, you know, everything, you know.
We
doing
haven't
things
changed.
Yeah.
We're still cute.
Yes.
After all this time.
Doing things the same
And
way.
modest.
That's just something that God makes happen. And that's what happened with the page. I mean, it went from 47,000 to 300,000 to now it's over 430,000. And we're just trying to be faithful in it and love on people.
So that the key, of course, now to keep them there and keep them tuned in. And I think you're going to be doing that with, like I said, Witch Train, that video let alone the single. Of course, Heritage and Hope is out, officially was released on March 12th, and an amazing, great collection of music, a 2-volume gospel collection. And I think this is definitely, like you said, doing the heritage side and bringing hope to folks, especially during a pandemic. People are looking for a lot of different ways to get that hope back into their life, and you guys are definitely doing it, with the music, with the writing, and the videos as well. I hope you guys continue to keep growing as it proves that you are going to do so with Heritage and Hope. And again, I want to encourage people to visit you guys online on your Facebook page, Williamson Branch, as well as williamsonbranch.com. Your website's got everything and all the information folks need. You maybe snag yourself the album Free, classy, sassy, and bluegrassy album, as well as Heritage and Hope, and some other great merchandise, and get to know the family and through the music that you guys provide for everybody's entertainment. And I know the tours are getting ready to come back slowly. You guys have a few shows this coming week.
Yes.
In West Virginia as well as in Ohio. How has that been for you guys to get back out there to do some shows, Kevin?
Well, it's been we've even through the pandemic, we've had a few opportunities to tour. So anytime we get a chance to see real people in real seats clapping with the real applause,
Yes.
that's awesome, because we've been singing so much for the camera. So we're really looking forward to tour dates getting back, and particularly we're excited about this weekend coming up. We're going to be at the Mountaineer Opry, which is kind of a place and a group of folks that I grew up performing for in West Virginia, close to Huntington, West Virginia. That's my old stomping grounds, and then we're going to be in Steubenville, Ohio, which is not too far from your part of the world, Michelle. And so we're looking forward to coming up there. And one of the cool things since the pandemic, and we've gotten all of these new followers, is we see so many people who've never been to a bluegrass concert ever.
Yeah.
They don't know about a festival. They don't know who's who. They just know Williamson Branch. And when we show up, like we walk out of the dressing room or the bathroom or whatever it is, and then just they look with kind of their mouth agape, like, there they are, and we're like,
who are you talking about?
Did Larry Stevenson show up?
Joel Lawson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rhonda Vincent?
Yeah. Well, it's spectacular to see, and it's great to see that you guys will be playing some dates, and as everybody starts getting vaccinated, and that more shows will be opening up, more venues will be happening, of course, with guidelines and restrictions, but we'll take that over than not seeing live performances, that's for sure. And I know you guys are willing to play to however many people are in the seats, just to get back out there and doing what you love. Again, thank you so much for being here on Real Talk. And it's great fun to always get real with some amazing, wonderful folks and musicians. And even with the mustache, Kevin, we had a
Again, this is not actually a mustache. I just drank milk, and it won't come off.
I had to go there.
Hey, one of these days, I mean, I may be cool, but I'm not like Michelle Lee Clough cool.
I'm waiting for it.
He could be. He does have good bluegrass hair.
Well, and I was gonna say at the beginning, I was like, man, you know what, Michelle, she would fit in well here, because we're all very firm believers that the higher the hair, the closer to God.
Right.
And I want to point out, this year at IBMA, I'm up for the best Southern gospel hair in a bluegrass category.
Well, I love it, guys. I love it. Well, again, be sure to check out Williamson Branch at williamsonbranch.com. And speaking of checking out websites, be sure to go to bluegrassmusictv.com, sign up for Prime, as well as visit Michelle Lee ONAIR That way you can always stay connected to me with the Smoke Country Jam, the Bluegrass Borderline, and Real Talk Bluegrass. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Thanks for being part of this evening with us as we got real with Williamson Branch here on Real Talk Bluegrass. Until next time, I thank you.